Next, let's hear from Lital. She plays an important role in helping a little-known Jewish community in Uganda, of all places. Lital wants to bring a problem to your attention.
Hi, Professor Dershowitz. I would like to start and say it was wonderful to hear you standing for the Venezuelan Jewish issue recently. I would like to bring another burning issue about the Ugandan Jewish community. Now, when you say Uganda to Israelis or Jews, they usually think about the 76 Entebbe operation run by the IDF elite unit that led by Yonatan Netanyahu, or they might remember the offer Herzl was giving for an alternative for the Jewish state. But very few people know that for the past 100 years, there is a very vibrant Masorti conservative community in Uganda called Abu Yadaya, which stands for the people of Judah. As part of the Marom team, me and Marom have been working and supporting the community for the past 10 years. In the past 3 years, we've been trying to bring our students and young professionals to Israel for a 5-month program. Unfortunately, we ran through many difficulties, but in the last 6 months, we have received a letter from the Prime Minister's office stating that the State of Israel will be happy to receive our members. Unfortunately, they yet been given their visas, which seems to be stuck in the internal ministry, which create difficulties many times to non-Orthodox initiative. So my question for you is, before we send our elite unit, Sayeret Matkal, to bring our people, what else can we do to make sure we have our program in time and our members will be here in the near few weeks?
Well, Lital, thank you so much for the important work you do on behalf of this community. I was not aware of its existence. And we always have to remember that Israel is the nation state of the Jewish people all around the world. And Israel's existence in the law of return means Israel has to be concerned about every Jew anywhere in the world who's seeking to come to Israel. And, you know, Israel is a country of bureaucrats, and bureaucracy slows things down. But what concerns me is the bureaucracy. I know this. The bureaucracy acted much more efficiently when it came to Russian Jews than when it came to Jews of color or Jews who come from African countries. And there's no excuse for that. We were able to cut through bureaucracy when it came to the Russian Jews, the former Jews of the Soviet Union. I know, I was part of that movement. I know how quickly it worked. We were able to get people out of the Soviet Union and the Soviet satellite countries and into Israel with a snap of a finger. And that same kind of facilitation has to occur when it comes to Jews from Africa. Otherwise, Israel will be justly accused of applying a double standard based on color. And I know that's not the case, but even the perception of it does harm to Israel. And so I would hope that the bureaucrats, if any of them are listening to this show, would move this along. You have a letter from the Prime Minister's office. It's Israeli policy at this point to bring these people from Uganda. So bring them tomorrow, not the day after tomorrow, but tomorrow. It's only a several-hour plane ride. You can get them on the plane. You can get them to Israel. We can bring them to the Kotel, even though the Security Council now regards that as occupied territory. And we can celebrate the arrival of yet a new group of Jews from a new part of the world to become part of the great Zionist experiment called the nation state of the Jewish people, Israel.
Thanks, Professor.